live on Instagram, but from OBS. So the prerequisites for this video is you know how to broadcast, you're using OBS, you know how to stream to YouTube and Facebook, you know all that stuff. But you know, as you'll know, on OBS there isn't really a setting to go on Instagram, and Instagram doesn't really have any settings to broadcast. But we found this website called YellowDuck. I'm just checking there. Okay, so yep, just checking we're live on YouTube. Welcome everybody, hello. So what you do is we are going to download this app, and this app is going to clone and pretend it's Instagram phone, I think. It basically logged into Instagram on your computer, and that way you can broadcast to Instagram. There are some caveats with it, but I'll get into that after. So if we just switch to the computer view, so you go to this website called YellowDuck.tv, download it for Windows or Mac, whatever platform you're on, install it. It's a simple install, and once you open it up, then you just, sorry, I already had it open here, I just want to show you from the beginning. So you open up the app, and it will come up with this screen. It's just coming up now. Yeah, so you log in with your credentials. And from there, you click login and start. And it will log in. So as soon as this is done, there'll actually be a blank live video on your feed on Instagram. So you have to act very quickly. So you copy the RTMP URL and the stream key into the stream settings. So OBS, preferences, stream, and it'll be a custom service. You'll paste in the RTMP server there, and then the stream key will change every single time. Paste that in, press OK, and then you've got your OBS set up there with your video and your audio, and as soon as you press start streaming, then you'll be streaming to Instagram. And you have to keep this window open for as long as the time that you are live, and then once you finish your live video, then you must click save and finish, because even if you stop streaming on OBS, it'll go back to a blank black video. So click save and finish, and then your live video will end on your Instagram page. So the caveat is that you'll be broadcasting in a 16:9 ratio, but on Instagram it will take the middle portion of it. So say for example, just switching back to my main camera, if I was to go live on Instagram using this camera that I've got here, it would actually be kind of this portion of the image, so it wouldn't really work for this angle. I'd have to sit here right in the middle. So if you look on Basics of Sikhi, when we go live on Instagram, Baljit Singh in the morning and evening when he does gathas, he's in the middle of the shot. Same with Harman Singh, when he's sitting at his desk, he's right in the middle of the shot. If we were to have two people, so I've been helping Kirtan do their live streams on YouTube and Facebook, and they sit next to each other, so for them to use this feature on Instagram wouldn't work, because it would just show the space in between them because they're sitting next to each other. So that's one caveat. I'm trying to figure out a solution for that, whether that's opening another instance of OBS and rotating that image, or if, you know, just waiting for Instagram to open up their app to broadcasting, because ultimately what we really want is we use this app called Restream. So Restream is an app, if you're not aware, of distributing your broadcast. So you'd go from OBS, and rather than going straight to YouTube, you'd go to Restream first, and then from Restream you can then actually share that one broadcast you're only uploading once to YouTube, Facebook and Instagram. You could add in here, you'd click on add channel, and then you click on custom RTMP, and then you'd, in the exact same way, you'd put in the credentials there, the server and the stream key. So really easy way, and that's what we do at Basics. We go to Restream, and then we go live on YouTube, Facebook and Instagram, but you have to do it quickly, otherwise if you don't do it quickly it just seems to fail. The other thing is that you cannot monitor the broadcast whilst logged into the same channel. So if you want to check that it's working, you'd have to log into a different username. So be broadcasting on Basics of Sikhi Instagram, and I'll check it from my Nerd Singh page to see that it's actually working. And you can't comment as Basics either on live video, so it's a bit buggy, but it's definitely a solution for going live from a DSLR. So I hope that helped, guys. A few days ago I put out a couple of questions, a poll on my Instagram. asking if anybody want to ask some questions. So I'll answer some questions in this video, and then we'll call it a day. This is a new format of making videos. The last time I made a video, I think, was about maybe 9 or 10 months ago, but before my daughter was born, and it's been really hard to make time to make a video because like I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I like get to set up this space to make a video. I have to move a desk behind me, get umbrella lights from the cupboard, set them up, set up lighting, and then set up the camera in the kitchen behind me, and then just kind of get everything set up, and then put a lavalier mic on, and it just gets out of hand. And then that's just the filming aspect. Then I have to film it, and I'm not very good at filming. Like maybe you watch my videos and there's no mistakes in there, but there's a lot of cuts. And then and then I have to edit it. So, you know, I'd love to make videos, you know, like every other day or every week for you guys. I'm really passionate about tech and teaching technology, especially Kirtan aspect, editing and all that, broadcasting. But so this is my new setup, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I can get used to this. And basically I'm going live, I'm teaching something, and then I'll answer a few questions or whatever, and then we'll call it a day. So I hope you enjoy this format, and thank you for tuning in. So let's answer some questions. So some questions we got. What did we get? Ideal streaming setup. Okay, so Manchester 2019 was a very good setup. Had a broadcasting computer from Singh inside that had 5 SDI inputs. So SDI is really good over HDMI because you have longer cables, a bit more solid. And we had 3 4K cameras going into that, and then we were taking output from the mixer into a little audio device, and we were taking a second input from this 360 mic that was taking an atmospheric element, and that was going into the broadcast. So there was an atmospheric element, you can hear the sun good, and then there was audio coming from the mixer, so then you can hear the Kirtan. So that's what we had there, and then we had Shub of the West connected to the projectors and the broadcast. So that was almost ideal. If I could add a little bit more, we were broadcasting that off a data connection, off a SIM card. So ideally fiber optic. That computer system could handle 4K, and we could go live in 4K, and minimum 3 angles just for safety, and get a bit of sun good, a bit of B-roll, and definitely Shub of the West in there. And I'd like Shub of the West to grow even more, really, and have some automation and that kind of stuff, and a lot of work's been done behind the scenes. So I'm looking forward to sharing with you in the future with regards to kind of connecting to Shub of the West from your phone and controlling it via that. The part that's missing for me at the moment is, so I edit my audio after, so I record on an F8. It's got 8 XLR inputs. I record all the Kirtani's mics, the double R, the side, and the atmosphere, and I edit all together, add effects and all that kind of stuff, and that's what comes out after on SoundCloud and people enjoy. I'd love to be able to produce something close to that live, because at the moment the F8 sometimes goes into the broadcast and it's all flat. So I'd need a mixer that is able to have effects on it, but then that's like splitting all the microphones, doing live effects, and then inputting that to the broadcast. So that would require the purchase of a mixer, I guess. So I'd love that, and then a computer powerful enough for 4K and to be able to record the program, so that with all the camera changes and all the effects from the audio, that's all come into one, and that's recorded, so there's basically no editing to do, just like this live video here. Basically once it's done, it's live, that's it. And then YouTube have re-released one of their features called YouTube Editor, and now you can actually I could take a live broadcast that's 7 hours of rent or whatever, and cut it up and copy that file for one Kirtan into a new video, and then you just rename it, call it that Kirtan, that Shabad, and then you're done. So you don't need to edit, you don't need to sync audio, you don't need to edit audio, and you don't need to upload anything. So that would be the ideal setup. So we'll see how that goes. How do I stream? By copying others' live stream onto other social sites. Okay, so the way you do that is OBS, you could, if you're using OBS, let's just go to the computer here. You'd click on plus here, and then you click on browser. You'd add the browser, and then you would choose the URL, so whether that's the YouTube channel or whatever. And then for audio, I'm going to have to make a separate video for that, but basically you need to install a driver that can take the input on OBS from your desktop, so that whatever the desktop's playing, it can hear that. So it'd be audio input capture, and then you'd be inputting the iShowU audio capture. So that's a driver that you install. I'll try and make another video on that in the future to explain how that works. So you've got your audio from the computer, you're playing the YouTube video that's live already, and then you can stream that to wherever you want. So that's the answer to that question. What else we got here? What's in my tech bag video? Well, I did answer this question on Instagram that most of my tech is actually at Baljit Singh's house, because he's going live twice a day at the moment. Once in the morning, once in the evening on Basics of Sikhi YouTube channel, Hukam Nama Katha, and I'm remoting in and doing all the Shabad West stuff. So my streaming computer that I bought from Sikh Inside, shout out to them, is there. My other GH5 4K camera's there, and a lot of my audio equipment's there. So I don't have anything in my bag at the moment, but maybe in another video I will show you guys this setup I've got here, because I have got a GH5 here, I've got mics, I've got this computer here from work. Obviously we're all working from home. Okay, Final Cut vs Premiere Pro. So I started with Premiere Pro with the intention that I used to edit on, I still edit on Adobe Audition, and had the intention of getting into After Effects and animating. So I thought Premiere Pro would be the obvious choice, because then they all work together, Photoshop, Illustrator, putting in vector images and stuff. And then I went on holiday to Barcelona with 11 other Singhs on a stag do. Don't worry, it was fine. It was just a Gurmat based holiday. I did lots of Kirtan and stuff. It was fun. Shout out to the Scotland Singhs. And I made a highlights video on my personal YouTube channel, Kirtan Singh, of that holiday from 12 different iPhones and GoPros and stuff, and it was a nightmare sorting it out on Premiere Pro. So I actually spent a few days, this is before I joined Basics, learning Final Cut Pro. I used lynda.com video tutorials, learned the basics of keywords and selecting and favoriting, and I just fell in love with it. And I've never gone back to Premiere Pro. I've just gone back for the odd thing if I've had to work with After Effects or something like that. So, and because I'm on the Apple kind of ecosystem, I'm able to export much faster, and the titles for Gurbani and stuff I've implemented a lot at Basics, making it a lot easier to edit. Like, one of our editors uses Premiere Pro at Basics, and 3 of us use Final Cut, and we can edit with a lot more ease and a lot more creativity because of the titles feature. And yeah, so rendering's a lot faster on Mac, but it's a preference thing, because the way that they work, like the magnetic timelines, a lot of people don't like that with Final Cut. So it's really a preference thing. Like, actually, one of our editors that doesn't work with us anymore, he switched. I tried to get him onto Final Cut, and he actually preferred Premiere Pro. So it is a preference thing, but for me, it's 100% Final Cut. Ultra wide via dual monitors. Okay, so for me, it's a dual monitor setup, but I've never tried and properly tested an ultra wide. My colleague at work's got an ultra wide 34-inch, I think. He's a graphic designer and animator. So I like the 16 by 9 ratio, because I do screen recordings and stuff, so it's just easier to put something full screen and record it rather than having that widescreen. And I like having certain bits of information on one page that I'm not looking at in that moment, but I've got there for reference, like Gurbani, and then I can have my editor on this, but to have it on one window might be a bit daunting. So I need to try it, but for me it's just dual monitors. Review some of the tech you want, definitely do that in other videos. How to add Gurbani Translations to Kirtan videos. I'll make a specific video on this, but the essence is you open up, so Shabad OS is my favourite app to do it, but Sikhi to the Max does have this option as well, by the way. You open up Shabad OS, the Shabad OS then generates an IP address, and then on OBS you will add a browser just like that, and then you will input the URL, the IP of Shabad OS, and then whatever you do on Shabbat it'll come up on there. And then on Shabbat you can choose themes, so you can show whether Gurbani shows at the top or the bottom, or with a background or without a background, or what fonts and what colors, and then that just becomes a part of it. And then because that's an IP, then you can control it. If you're on the same Wi-Fi at the moment, then you connect to that, then you can control it from your phone or any other device that's on the same Wi-Fi. So that's that, but I'll do a proper tutorial on that in the future. Best camera, I pointed them to MKBHD. Best camera phone, that's a big topic. Please continue your editing series. So yeah, I mentioned this earlier, I really want to do this, how to edit, and maybe these live sessions will be better, because I've actually filmed a couple and it was really difficult to kind of sync all the stuff. And when I was making the changes in the editing platform, how you guys could hear it on the recording, I messed it up, and then I just never got around to doing it again. I really wanted to do it well, but maybe these live sessions will be a better way of doing it. Setup tour and a video, how you edit videos. I'd love to do that actually. Maybe one day when I'm during the work day, when I'm editing a basics video, maybe a short clip or something, I'll go live and show you guys what I'm up to. Photoshop, okay, that's a big topic. I'm not really a graphic designer. I use Photoshop for thumbnails, but we have a dedicated graphic designer at basics, which we'll just go to him if we need something. But lynda.com, that's where I learned most of my stuff in that. How to start a live stream 24/7 without getting computer overheated. Okay, well, the thing with overheating is the use of the CPU, isn't it? So the more you use your CPU, the more it's going to overheat. So you could, like, I did a 24-hour stream with audio only, and it was a 720p stream because I didn't need any video, and I just put a picture of Dullaji. It was a 24-hour stream of Dullaji, and that took up like 4% CPU. Then you could go 720p rather than 1080p. And if your computer's struggling with 1080p, then there's not really a way, if that's what the limits of your computer are, then one thing you could do is purchase a subscription to an online computer. So you log into it remotely via a website, and then that computer has a really fast internet and is really powerful. DGN Sounds, they've been doing that. And so the CPU of your own computer, your computer is not compromised. You don't need to leave your computer on. It's not using your internet connection, and you just connect to that remotely. You set everything up. It's got really fast internet. It's reliable. It's set up and built so that it can stay on all the time. Obviously, there's a cost implication, but that could be the way you could go forwards. So yeah, hope that answered your question. How to use OBS? Well, I just showed you a couple of things now, but I'll make another tutorial how to use OBS specifically. And I think we'll leave it there. So that was my first live video ever, like tech live video. So let me know how I did. I actually restarted this because I got so nervous at the beginning, and then I just like lost my way, and I was kind of rambling. So this is the second time I'm doing it, but I've deleted the other one. So let me know how I did, and please follow me on Instagram, NerdSingh. If you've got any questions, just inbox me, and then I'll answer them in my next live stream. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. NerdSingh out. Waheguru ji ka khalsa, Waheguru ji ki fateh.